So let's get right into it. This one is for you, the founder who is absolutely brilliant at what you do, but somehow you feel completely invisible in your market. We're going to break down the silent performance killer that holds so many high achievers back, that hidden cost of playing it safe and hiding in plain sight. And boom, this quote right here just nails it. Real visibility isn't about gaming some algorithm or just being the loudest person in the room. It's about courage. It's about having the courage to let your message stand at its full height instead of shrinking it down just to avoid making a few waves. And that's the paradox, isn't it? The people with the most value, the most to offer, are often the ones we hear from the least. Now, this isn't because you're not an expert. It's a breakdown in how you communicate. And the good news is, it is a solvable problem. But to solve it, we've got to name it first. And this is what we call the neutrality tax. See, every single time you soften an opinion, or you dilute your point of view, or you edit your message to be as safe as possible, you pay this tax. And the currency, it's not money. You're paying with your authority, with your resonance in the market, and ultimately, you're paying with your visibility. It's the incredibly high price of being forgettable. Let's just break this down, right? On one side, you have the safety first message. Sure, it's polite, it's neutral, but it's also completely forgettable. It creates zero friction, which means it gets absolutely zero traction. But on the other side, you've got the authority first message. It's clear, it's direct, and it resonates because it has a strong point of view. So, how do you know if you're paying this tax? Well, the biggest symptom is a habit that I bet you'll recognize immediately. We call it the 3-edit trap. And it pretty much always happens in that split second of hesitation right before you hit publish. Okay, so here's how it goes. It starts with this amazing, powerful, raw idea, your real, undiluted point of view. But then the self-doubt kicks in, and you move to step 2, the safety edits. You start sanding off all the sharp edges. You soften the language. And by the time you get to that final post, you're left with something so neutral it's basically invisible. You've literally edited your own authority right out of the message. And this gets to the real root of it. The 3-edit trap, it isn't a writing problem. It's a permission problem. The challenge isn't about your technical skill. It's deeply personal. It comes from this deep-seated hesitation to just take up space with your ideas. We call this the permission barrier. It's that invisible wall telling you that you need someone else's approval to have a strong opinion, to be direct, to be unapologetically visible. But here's the thing about real leadership. It doesn't wait for an invitation. It just shows up. So if the problem is personal, the solution can't just be another marketing tactic or some content hack, right? You actually need to change the underlying operating system. You need a new protocol, a strategic, repeatable decision about how you're going to show up from this day forward. And this brings us right back to that story. The big turning point wasn't learning some new trick. It was a choice. She posted the first draft, the one that felt a little risky, a little too direct. That feeling of slight discomfort, that's your compass. It's pointing you toward resonance. And this is the solution we're talking about, the raw first draft protocol. It's a simple, strategic decision to prioritize clarity over comfort. It's about trusting that first, most honest perspective and giving yourself permission to be seen, no apology, and no more of those 3 safety edits. Look, here's the bottom line. Everything you want, the premium clients, the respected brand, that true authority, it's all waiting for you on the other side of that permission barrier. A safety-first message is like building your brand on sand. Real authority, that requires the bedrock of a clear, unapologetic point of view. So really, it all comes down to this one question. And this isn't just about your content. This is about your leadership. Are you ready to finally give yourself the permission you've been waiting for? To own your space, your voice, and your authority? If the answer is yes, then it's time to stop paying that neutrality tax and start building real authority. This is your next step. It's for all the founders out there who are done hiding and are finally ready to be seen.